The 2025 Sao Paulo Grand Prix sprint and qualifying sessions were nothing short of dramatic, leaving fans on the edge of their seats and teams strategizing for the main race. But here's where it gets controversial. While some teams celebrated victories, others faced unexpected setbacks, sparking debates about strategy, driver performance, and even luck. And this is the part most people miss, the intricate details that could shift the championship standings in ways we least expect. McLaren's mixed fortunes. Lando Norris dominated the sprint, securing a win despite late pressure, and followed it up with a pole position in qualifying. His performance was a masterclass in precision and adaptability, especially after a lockup in Q3. However, Oscar Piastri's weekend took a turn for the worse. After a strong start in the sprint, a spin caused by water on the curb led to a crash, ending his race early. Piastri's qualifying performance couldn't match Norris's, leaving him in fourth. This contrast within the team raises questions about consistency and whether Piastri can bounce back in the race. Mercedes' strategic duel. Mercedes showcased a strong team effort with Kimi Antonelli and George Russell. Antonelli, the young talent, outpaced Russell in both the sprint and qualifying, securing second in both sessions. Russell, however, struggled with tire grip, settling for third in the sprint and sixth in qualifying. The team's internal battle highlights the fine line between success and struggle, even within the same garage. Boldly, some critics argue that Russell's recent performances indicate a decline in form, while others believe it's a temporary setback. Ferrari's ups and downs. Ferrari's weekend was a roller coaster. Charles Leclerc found pace in qualifying, grabbing third on the grid, but Lewis Hamilton struggled, exiting in Q2. Hamilton's sprint performance was promising, but qualifying revealed ongoing issues with rear grip. The team's mixed results underscore the challenges they face in a highly competitive field. Controversially, some fans question whether Ferrari's strategy is holding them back, especially with Hamilton's recent struggles. Red Bull's unexpected struggles. Red Bull's weekend was marred by unexpected setbacks. Max Verstappen, despite a strong start in the sprint, couldn't maintain pace and qualified a shocking 16th. Yuki Tsunoda faced similar challenges, starting from the back. The team's decision to test a different downforce setup backfired, leaving them with much to analyze. This has sparked a heated debate: is Red Bull's dominance waning, or is this a one-off anomaly? Racing Bull's midfield battle. Racing Bulls had a solid weekend, with Isaac Hadjar and Liam Lawson both making Q3. Hadjar's fifth-place qualifying position was particularly impressive, positioning the team well for the race. Their performance in the sprint was less stellar, but qualifying showed their potential. However, some critics argue that their success is more about luck than skill, given the tight midfield battle. Haas roller coaster. Haas experienced highs and lows. Oliver Behrman's qualifying performance was sensational, securing 8th on the grid, while Esteban Ocon struggled, exiting in Q1. The team's sprint was eventful, with both drivers tangling with Lawson. Behrman's recovery in qualifying was a highlight, but Ocon's struggles continue. This raises the question: can Haas consistently perform at the top level, or are they too reliant on individual brilliance? Alpine's resilience. Alpine showed resilience, with Pierre Gasly scoring a point in the sprint and qualifying 9th. Franco Colapinto's weekend was cut short by a crash in the sprint, but the team's effort to rebuild his car for qualifying was commendable. Gasly's performance is a bright spot for the team, but Colapinto's struggles highlight the challenges of a rookie season. Some fans wonder if Alpine is doing enough to support their younger drivers. Kick Sauber's challenges. Kick Sauber faced significant challenges. Nico Hülkenberg's sprint ended early after a spin, but he recovered to qualify 10th. Gabriel Bortolito's massive crash in the sprint was a scary moment, and he couldn't participate in qualifying. The team's efforts to repair both cars were heroic, but the results were mixed. This situation prompts a discussion: are the risks worth the rewards in such a competitive sport? Aston Martin's consistency. Aston Martin had a consistent but unspectacular weekend. Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll both scored points in the sprint but struggled in qualifying. The team's performance highlights their reliability but also their limitations in a fast-evolving grid. Critics argue that Aston Martin needs to take more risks to stay competitive. Williams struggles. Williams faced a tough weekend, with both Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz struggling for pace. Albon's qualifying performance was slightly better, but the team is clearly off the pace. Their sprint was marred by incidents, and qualifying didn't offer much relief. This has led to questions about the team's direction and whether they can recover their former glory. Pirelli's tire insights. Pirelli's insights into tire performance added another layer of complexity to the weekend. The evolving track conditions and gusting winds made tire management crucial. The performance gap between medium and soft tires became more apparent in qualifying, offering teams strategic options for the race. However, some teams argue that the tire compounds are too unpredictable, affecting their race strategies. As the teams prepare for the main race, the question on everyone's mind is, who will rise to the occasion, and who will falter under pressure? With such tight competition and unpredictable conditions, anything can happen. What's your take? Do you think the current leaders will maintain their edge, or will we see a surprise winner? Share your thoughts in the comments below.